Good morning, Thriving Warriors. Today is Thursday, April 13th, 2023, 6:08 a.m. on a beautiful day. Currently it's 54 degrees. From this point forward, the low is 54 to 74. No, 42 to 74. That's where we are today. So welcome, Department of Career Services, where our goal is to help you on your journey to Successlandia. And it is a journey. It's not a sprint. It's not a wow. It's not a sprint. It's not a marathon. It's a journey. And like all journeys, there are highs and lows, good and bads, ups and downs, excitement, frustration, boredom, ennui, etc., etc. So we're here to help you get to Successlandia. How do we do that? Well, we do it through this podcast plus several other little tidbits, bits of information that are easy to follow that are in the description down below, including the link to our online our online course, 4-week course, the neuroscience oriented approach to success, the motivational video that I watched to prepare for this, and today's was another really good one. Jordan Peterson, little video, Daily Stoic video, Inc. magazine, little story on how to become more successful generally at work in your business career, but oftentimes it spills over to other things. Baraka Church, Jack Rowland, Dave Goggins, Seth Godin. Plus there's a TED Talk and Aesop's Fable, Seth Godin's blog. Let's see, did I say Baraka Church? I like saying that, Baraka Church. Link to the Bible studies there. And also the services we provide our members: housing, clothing, food, transportation, skills training, foundational employment, and career planning. So that's how we help you, how we help serious people who are looking to get to Successlandia. They are not satisfied being on the shore, wondering what it's like over there, being lost in the middle of the ocean, capsized, floundering, ready to drown. Good morning, Charlene. How are you? So let's get started. First things first, let's get ready to go. Feet flat on the floor, in the driver's seat. Seatbelt firmly on. Good. Glad you're good. Seatbelt on. Pen, book to write with, because as part of our thing, it's learning. It's not just observing. It's not passively participating, scoffing, being amused, whatever. It's about learning how to get to Successlandia. And our cup of coffee, but again, 2 days in a row, this is hot water. Since I have a very diminished sense of smell and taste, it's pretty much the same as coffee, other than the psychological thing. Okay, here we are at 3:46 in. Next little tidbit of information. You want to get from point A to point B. You want to move forward on your journey. It's simple. You want to do it? It's simple, not necessarily easy, probably not easy. It's simple. Let your goals drive your behavior. Let your goals drive your behavior. That means you need to have goals, let them drive your behavior. All right, next, our attitude of gratitude. Right, I'm so happy and grateful now that blank. Well, one thing I'm happy and grateful about is that Kevin from Camino Verde has started the process of getting the septic system working here. Boom, yes, really good. Great news. So that's that. Next, what do we have next on the hit parade? Oh, the Nye County Nye Community Coalition will be here today at about 11:30. So that's good. And what else? Well, those are two good things. Hopefully I will talk to the chaplain today regarding Friday and Saturday, and we will move forward. Okay, good. I don't see Diana. We miss you, Diana. Not sure where you are, but you are missed. Okay, moving right along. Our TED Talk today is David Phillips, the magical science of storytelling. Keywords, magic and science. It's like magic, but it's actually science of storytelling. That is focusing on the release of neurotransmitters in the story. It's, for our purposes, it's the story before the story. So this week we learned what we're trying to do is figure out how to get people in our boat, because we can't get to Successlandia on our own. We can't do it in a little dinghy, and a boat that's too big, it can't be sailed by one person. So we want the largest possible boat. We want to have the best possible crew. This week it's figuring out how to get who that crew is and how to get them on board. We started with David Logan, USC business school professor, talking about join a tribe and nudge it forward. Join a tribe and nudge it forward. And that could be saying, okay, you people were in this tribe, let's go over here to my idea of Successlandia. The next day, the question answered by Seth Godin was, well, how do we nudge them forward? It's not hard to join a tribe. It's harder to nudge them forward. He gave us a 4-step formula. Find part of the status quo to change. Oh, we don't want to go to there. Let's go to here. Tell a compelling story. Connect the true believers. Who's coming with me? Ignore the non-true believers. Who's coming with me? And then lead them. Let's go. Yesterday, we learned how to tell a compelling story. And that was the stories about why we need to go to there. It's not about how we're going to do it. It's not about what we're going to do. Those things occur. The what and the how occurs after it's stage 4 in the leading. Okay, here's what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. Today is the story before the story, because this comes under the elegant equation: bond, add value, and ask. So you want to get people to do what you want: bond, add value, and ask. So today's video is about bonding. How do we get people to see the world the way we see it? Because if they don't see the world the way we see it, when we tell them the compelling story, if they don't see the world the way we see it, they're not going to do what we want them to do. When we say, who's coming with me, just like Jerry Maguire, who's coming with me, it will be crickets. No one is going to come with you because they don't see the world the way you see it. Your story was not compelling. All righty then. So today is, how do you bond with people? How do you bond? And it starts with, what is it I want you to feel? How do I want you to feel? Do I want you to be happy, sad, encouraged, whatever? What is the emotion I want you to feel? I tell you a story that will make you feel that way. Now we feel the same way. So now I can go to the second step, adding value to your life. I can tell you the compelling story, why we need to change the status quo, and then move forward. Really basic, very good. All right, but that's now 9 minutes in, and we are now at the Seth Godin part: real and apparent risk. Real and apparent risk. Roller coasters are one of the safest ways to travel. They end up where they began, but that's a different story. People pay to ride on them because they feel risky, even if they're not. Air travel is really safe, and the airlines work overtime to reduce the perception of risk as well. That's why turbulence is so jarring. It's not actually risky, but it breaks the facade. On the other hand, We regularly engage in activities and behaviors that are risky without perceiving the risk. The cigarette companies worked hard to make smoking feel macho, sophisticated, and part of the crowd at the same time that they seduced people into feeling they weren't taking a risk with their health. The most resilient path in most activities is to offer perceived risk to people who seek risk while creating the resilient systems that aren't actually risky. Because dancing with perceived risk creates growth, connection, and emotional resonance, whereas actual risk leads to outcomes we don't want. Okay, thank you, Seth. Thank you for that. Let's now go to our Aesop's fable. The dog and his master's dinner. A dog had learned to carry his master's dinner to him every day. He was very faithful in his duty, though the smell of the good things in the basket tempted him. The dogs in the neighborhood noticed him carrying the basket and soon discovered what was in it. They made several attempts to steal it from him, but he always guarded it faithfully. Then, one day, all the dogs in the neighborhood got together and met him on his way with the basket. The dog tried to run away from them, but at last he stopped to argue. This was his mistake. They soon made him feel so ridiculous that he dropped the basket and seized a large piece of roast meat intended for his master's dinner. Very well, he said, you divide the rest. So Aesop's message, his moral of the story was, do not stop to argue with temptation. Okay, so they, instead of chasing him for the food, they got him to see the world differently, that he was now being taken advantage of. Not that he was a faithful dog, he was taken advantage of. And it's very hard to argue with the temptation of hunger. You need to focus on something else. You can't say, I'm not hungry. Do not stop to argue with temptation. Here's what I say to you. The dog should have used the elegant equation, bond, add value, and ask, on the other dogs, and then dusted off his sandals and the third law and fourth law of power. Okay, so hey guys, I'm just doing my job. This is what I'm trained to do. This is what I'm supposed to do. Please just back off, leave me alone. Now the arguments don't really resonate with him because he sees the world differently. They got him to see the world the way they wanted him to see it. They got him to bond with the world of, why don't we have food? Rather than bonding with the world of, you're doing your job. He could have used the first law on the other dogs. I'm trusting and faithful to my master. You don't have anyone who trusts you. So he could have taken that position also. I'm faithful and trustworthy to my master. What you say to me does not work. But they got him to see the world the way they did, and then that he acted the way they would as unfaithful swine. Not swine, dogs. All right. So here's where we are. We're at 14:07 in. Still no Diana. Not good. Not happy about that. Next thing, Fable, Godin, our prayer. Let's go to the prayer. What is today's prayer? Heavenly Father, I offer you this day all that I think and do and say, uniting it with what was done by Jesus Christ, your only Son. Amen. Short but effective. Short but effective. Okay, so that's our prayer, picking up on our time, 15 minutes in. Okay, building a boat, 4 key parts to the boat. What's the most important one? The sails, the rudder, the below deck, or the hull? What's most important? Well, if the sails fail, you don't really go anywhere. And it's a little bit more risky because now you just got to navigate with the current. If the rudder fails, now you're going to go where the winds take you. You can put the winds and or current take you. Not really so good. You'll probably wash up somewhere where you didn't intend to be, but probably live. Below deck. Life is going to be very miserable if you don't have a below deck that's warm and dry and safe from the elements, where you can cook your food and sleep in a bed and have a place to hold the treasures you've accumulated. And the hull. If the hull fails, all is lost. So the hull is the most important part. And those 4 parts match up with our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual aspects of the program, where spiritual is the belief that Jesus is the Messiah. And if you believe that, that will pick you up when you get knocked down. So that's that. Second to last breadcrumb. I don't see Diana. Diana is not here. She's probably, hopefully, feeling, oh man, I'm missing it. What happened? My internet is down. Somebody stole my laptop. Something like that. Because Diana would be here. Could she be here? She would be here. So something has happened. I have to reach out to her a little bit later. Let's see if she's texted me saying I can't get on. No word from Diana. All right. Well, I'll have to do it. Navy SEAL Maxim. You want to get from point A to point B. Navy SEAL Maxim. Yesterday was the only easy day. Yesterday was the only easy day. Act such that yesterday was the only easy day. Push yourself a little bit more today, etc. Last thing, when is the journey over? The journey is over when we stop breathing. If you're still here, that means God isn't through with you yet. And Charlene, can I have an and cut, please? And cut. And cut. Thank you.